Good morning. I will try to do it fastly because we are running out of time. So, okay.
Don't feel rushed.
No. So, the presentation is called Sketch-Based Interface for Early Stages of Animation Production. Do you remember the one in that people will draw this kind of things, of sketches, and will be converted to 3D animations? Well, we have conducted some tests to now to measure some parts of the application and the investigation we are doing. For example, we asked some children to make drawings, yeah? And we looked at the recognition accuracy on those drawings, and also the expressivity that the children show when making those drawings. In the first test, we wanted to know if the system will successfully recognize a sketch as the thing we want it to recognize. For example, this is a man. Yeah? This is a man, and if the system says that this is a dog, then it's behaving bad. The same with this. That's a dog to me, and the system says this is a car, so we wanted to measure that. When we measured with the actual symbols, there were over 1,500 symbols to be recognized, and the system successfully recognized 44%. That's, for that amount of symbols, that's not bad, but that's not quite well. So we looked at why did the result was so bad for us. And the thing is that between those 1,500 symbols, there were symbols that were very alike to others. So it was to the system, it was hard for the system to recognize one house with windows and one house without windows, things like that. But for us it's easy, but for the system it wasn't. So what we learned is if we are going to give the people a symbol set, the symbols there should be different. Should be visually very different. The second test we conducted was to let the children draw. This is an actual draw of a child. This is the three piggy tail. And we here can see the level of expressiveness the child showed. He drew clouds, a sun, the wolf, trees, the houses, a lot of things. Then we asked the child to tell what was in that sketch, and he started to tell a story of a lot of things that weren't drawn. So a lot of what the child wanted to say was in his imagination, was not in the drawing. So for example, if we are going to give this software a child and tell, okay, draw, and it will create an animation, the animation will not be what the child wants, because he is not drawing what he wants. That's the conclusion of this test. Well, then we wanted to restrict the symbols the children could use, and we gave them a truck, a house, a ninja, and a human. Yeah? There were 4 symbols. The children started to draw their stories, and they drew something like this. What we can see from this and the former is that the former is full of details and is very expressive. But when we constrain the children to make the drawings with the symbols we want, their imagination go away. What did they do? They took the same symbols we have drawn and they put and they put them anywhere. Yep. This is the drawing more expressive of the children. This one, because this child draw a ground. Just for that. The other children draw exactly the same, but we're on the ground. So they couldn't draw like a cloud, sun. They couldn't tell their stories. Of course, when we asked them to tell what the story was, again they'd say, no, the robot is shooting the ninja and the ambulance is coming. They started to talk a lot about things that were not in the animation, in the sketch. Well, from the conclusions, the first one, and it's not here, is that maybe children is not the correct public for this kind of works. We are targeting like children like 4 or 5 years, and actually those children can get all the value of the interface. For example, the children cannot write in Spanish or English, so they cannot make some things that are with letters in those sketches. Also, they don't understand fully what we want them to do. For example, they don't use the arrows to indicate movements. The movement they want are like in their minds. They don't draw it. So, in conclusion, we must like target another public. Also, well, we have presented here an interface that uses sketches to generate a simple 3D story. That's like the main contribution of the work. That in this moment we have an application that can get a sketch, and with that sketch can generate an animation. Yes, we have to check another public, what is the application of this, but the application is there. And well, we show that there are that by using the techniques we use, we can recognize a set of user-defined symbols. We have to choose better the symbols, but we can do it. What is still to be improved? We have to define a symbol set that doesn't contain similar symbols to improve the system accuracy recognition. And the interface yet has a lot of expressivity problems. Like, for example, the scenes are drawn like if you are seeing them from above. So how can you say this person is in a higher level than this other person if you are looking at the people in 2 dimensions? It's not possible. You have to draw something small or something. But in this moment, it's not possible with what we have. So we must improve the expressivity of the problems. And we have other issues with velocity and timing information. We have no way to tell this person will start walking after this other person ends walking, for example. And well, a lot of other things that we have to improve. But it's time. Thanks. Do you have any question?
So who do you think will be the ideal population?
I think more in the industrial public. For example, people who make animations, and when those people are selling their ideas, they want to show what they are thinking. And they don't, in that moment, they don't need something like full quality video or something like that. They draw and show their client. This is what we want. This person will move. Well, instead of just showing the drawing, they could show an animation, even with poor quality, but to show an animation that shows better what we want to do, what we want to say.
Do you think something about the teenage years to do something with this application? That they could write, they could select the actors and they can identify well what is the actions. It's because the imagination of a little child is not so easy to put in any material, like a paper, like plastilina, I don't know how to say it.
Clay.
Oh?
Clay.
Or something like that. It's very difficult. They have a lot of imagination that you can put in a material way.
We can think of teenagers, but then the applications used will be like something like for joy.
Yes.
So yes, it's possible. It's possible also to like to be a toy, but actually I'm more like biased to the industrial public.
Okay.
Because it's easier to show that it's useful for something, not just like a
Just
game.
for joy. Yes.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Or maybe you can just open a cool website where the people just draw what their history is like.
This exists. This kind of website exists.
Yeah, but with animations, like
When you
some
draw
kind of
on
person
the
like
software
draw
platform
in a
into-
paper,
Okay.
scan the thing and upload to the website, and the website, I don't know, creates a GIF, like a type of GIF that represents that history, and can be like jokes or like something like.
Yes.
Reading cards.
Even that's the only interface that we have in this moment for the application is a web-based one. So we have already a web page where you can go and you can upload your image. You cannot draw in this moment there, but you can upload your image and the animation is shown.
This what if you integrate a paint or something like that, could be, or identified set of symbols and
Yes.
to make an easy relationship with a 3D object, and then go to the animation. Could be cool.
Yes, to do it in the web page. Yes. Yeah, I hadn't think about that, but yeah, it's a good possibility.
Okay.
Thanks.
Thank you.